What's up, everybody? I'm Colm Dillane, whatever at KidSuper. Here we are, fully accepted into Paris Fashion Week after getting rejected 3 times. And we're helping design LVs. I hope you guys enjoyed the comedy show. I was always afraid of stretching myself too thin. I do direct videos, I edit videos, I paint, I do clothing, and my mom would always be like, you have to pick one, pick painting. I love it all, and I also tried really hard for people not to think I was casually doing it. If I'm saying I'm doing it, it's gonna be awesome, so you can't say I'm spreading myself too thin. You can only say I'm good at a lot of things. The turning point for me from the fashion perspective was the stop motion fashion show, which I am so proud of myself for that being the moment, because no one knew what to do. The first fashion week that was COVID, so visual. I remember thinking, okay, there's no rules. Not that there was rules before, but now all rules are out of it. What if I do a stop motion film? I remember saying to my friends, this might not even be taken as a fashion show, let alone if people will respect it. I thought I might have been rejected, hitting the criteria of what a fashion show was, and it kind of broke the fashion world a little bit. But what really was cool, it showed my nimbleness as a creative, but as a company as well. And what's cool about stop motion is if you do or do not like it, you respect it. It's taking inanimate objects and bringing them life. And what's more KidSuper than that? You may not like the clothes, they might be too bright, too colorful, but you have to respect the work ethic. And I sense to bring a little bit of life and joy into moments, kind of like stop motion. This whole idea of creating these special fashion shows fully came from me sitting there looking at the budget of a fashion show and being, okay, it's $200K, and I'm spending it for 15 minutes, I better do something fucking awesome. And so that was the catalyst to thinking outside the box. KidSuper is in its complete own world than LV. When you're designing for 2 brands, you have to think what becomes this, what becomes that. For the KidSuper collection, I was doing both, and I was in Paris for a lot of it. I was traveling a lot, so I had to write down a rule book of the DNA of KidSuper. If I wasn't the creative director, how would I write something that I could give to someone else to design for KidSuper? How do I create its own DNA? And I'd never thought about that stuff before. Okay, so there's painting, there's drawing, there's art, there's craftsmanship, and so I tried to include that as much within this collection. Because usually when I'm designing a collection, I'm very pragmatic about it. Okay, we need 30 looks, and I'm like, okay, what do I want to wear? What do I like? And I just fill in until I hit 30. But for this one, I didn't have so much time to think, so I was like, okay, what are true to KidSuper? And then those created, which was my first time really doing that. My situation with LV, I only have 1 shot, so I'm gonna give them the things that are signature to Colm, signature to KidSuper, so that if this is the one time, I can look back and always have that piece and be like, okay, that's mine. I'm not gonna design a fucking nice black suit for LV, so don't expect any of that from me. If you want straight fashion, I'll give it to you, but I don't know if that's really what you need. What I loved is Paris Fashion Week has such a prestige that any idea kind of gets elevated. A lot of the time my ideas are either seen as insane or genius. Oh, this quote says, if the plan doesn't work, you're insane, but if the plan works, you're a genius. That's really the truth, and so this Paris Fashion Week kind of converts you from crazy insane to crazy maybe genius. In any field that I'm trying to do, the rule breaker is always in the back of my head. I think the revolutionary aspect within fashion isn't necessarily the clothing. It's the concept. It's how it's being displayed. It's what are you doing to present it? How are you bringing people in? That was one thing I wanted to keep that spirit alive, the mischievousness, but also this wonder and excitement and humbleness, I guess. Is the KidSuper thing gonna continue this alter egos? I couldn't have been more KidSuper right now if I tried.